men to like see how much you can like weigh more, you like lift more than them?
Do we work out with guys? Is that the question? I mean, I work out with my boyfriend sometimes. I work out with my coach. I mean, typically.
I do have male clients that I do train that do compete. Some do, some don't.
How much is it?
I don't like that question.
For women, we don't bench.
Yeah.
Anything under a 35-degree angle for women is kind of pointless. So benching's not for us.
Bodybuilding is typically about symmetry and proportion. For us, we already have chest up here, you know, so I don't want to lose the little bit of chest that I have, so I'm not going to continue lifting 200-300 pounds to get rid of all that, you know what I mean? I naturally have a nice chest, so it cuts down with, you know, other chest exercises to tone up. I really don't have to bench. It's not necessary. But for a guy, to build your chest up and make it sit upright and everything, you do want to bench. So.
Yes.
So if you don't bench, how you get that big?
What?
How did you get that big if you didn't bench?
Commitment.
Yeah, all of our exercises in one way or another give us workouts with our chest. Every time we do a back exercise, we're still using our arms. So we're still building whether we're focusing on specific muscle groups or not. But push-ups, we do a lot of push-ups. I know I do.
I do, yeah.
You want to challenge us?
Yeah, you have to really do stuff to max. Like I know you learned, like in the class, they may max out and stuff. That's what powerlifters do. That's what CrossFitters do. We're not neither one of those. We lift for tone
And symmetry.
What's your daily routine?
My daily routine, I typically get off work at about 8:30 in the morning. I'm in the gym by 8:45, 9 o'clock. I'm either doing anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes to an hour of cardio. I go home, I eat, I take my vitamins, I take a nap. About 12:30ish, I'm back at the gym, hitting the weights for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on what I'm doing. I mean, some people like to only be in the gym lifting for an hour, but I know me, I get in the zone and sometimes I'm in there for 2 hours and I'm like, oh well. But you know, then I go, I make sure I get my meal in. I have to go home and rest because right now I'm prepping for a show in like 2 weeks. That's really, really important. So rest, sleep, nutrition, all that's really important. I work a night job, so then I'm back at work at 9 o'clock at night from 9 to 8:30 in the morning, and I do it all over again. Because I have such a hectic schedule right now and I don't want to get stressed out, I order my food from a meal prep company, which he will be here tomorrow. If you guys have any questions, he will be at the event. He sends me my food or I'll pick it up for him, and that way my food is already prepped for the week, all 6 meals per day, and I don't have to cook it. I just pop it in the microwave.
No grocery shopping.
No grocery shopping for me.
My typical day starts about 4:30 in the morning. I have to train myself before I train all my clients. I'm a personal trainer and a nutritionist. I usually leave the gym probably about 9:30 in the morning. I also ride horses. I'm a very competitive person. So I'm usually at the horse farm between about 9 and 1 o'clock. Then I go back to the gym. I've got more clients until about 4:30 or 5. Then I'm back at the horse farm, and then I'm back in bed. So I'm in bed by about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. There's my day.
Yeah, I sleep during the day.
Any other questions? What you got?
So are you trainers?
I'm sorry.
You're trainers?
I'm a personal trainer and nutritionist. That's what I went to college for.
I used to personal train when I lived in Europe, but I like dedicating my time to myself for competition, so I know it's a little selfish, but I work a regular job too, so I like my little bit of free time that I have. Question?
Yes.
Have you ever had to get chiropractic treatment?
Yes, I have. The question was, have I ever had to have chiropractic treatment? Yes, I have. I had an injury back in 2014 where I almost completely detached my hamstring from my glute muscle, which is back here at my rear end. And so here recently, because I didn't listen to my body and pay attention to what my doctor said, I got back into the gym too early and continued to push through the pain instead of listening to my body. And now I am going through some serious issues where my hamstring is now at 85% dysfunctional use. So I may have to have surgery come September 21st, which will probably put me out for the majority of 2017, which means Puerto Rico will be a no-go for me. So I implore you to make sure that when you do health and fitness, that you pay attention to your body. If you have an injury, pay attention to your doctors and your parents, and take heed, or else you'll have problems later on down the road. Yes? Anybody else? Yes?
You get paid to do competitions?
We do. When we place top 5 is when we win money.
And I've never placed outside the top 5 in my professional career, so.
Yes.
Where do you guys normally place?
Say it again.
Where do you guys normally place?
She's never placed out of the top 5. I've been in the top 5 one time out of my 4 pro shows. The other 3 weren't so good, and that was, you know, it's all a subjective sport.
It's really political.
And it's very political, and so in a subjective sport like we're in, you just kind of have to take the good with the bad. You don't always win, but you know, you just have to stay committed and keep moving.
With bodybuilding, it's not like, it's an individual sport, and we are professionals, but we're not football players where it's like, or basketball where in America or in our culture where it's like glorified. Typically what we do takes a lot of hard work, time, and effort, and we are pros, but it would take more out of us than a professional football athlete or a professional basketball player, because we're not getting the benefits like they do. Yeah, we get paid. As females, we don't make as much as the guys, but that's why I'm doing things like this to you know, brand myself more, to supplement the sport, because it's really expensive. It's really expensive. We travel, we pay for our own travel, we pay for our own hotel, we pay for our
Suits.
own food. Females, we spend anywhere typically from $3,000 to $1,000 or more on our suits for stage. You got to pay for beauty, nails, shaving,
Just in 4
waxing,
shows this
everything.
year, I've spent $20,000.
Yeah, it's
4
really
shows.
expensive. So when it comes to us being pros, doing stuff like this, like she does personal training. I don't really have the interest in personal training. I want to do something different as a professional fitness person. Most females, they train personal training, and that's how they brand themselves. I'm trying to do stuff like motivational speaking, brand myself in a different way so that I'm different, so that I can have another outreach to the public than, you know, because the guys at the Olympia show that I'm going to in Vegas in about 2 weeks, first place men's bodybuilder will probably win over $600,000. $600,000.
That's a
and
lot.
our first place women's physique athlete probably won't get any more this year. They may get 18,000 or more.
Yeah.
So it's a total difference. Total difference.
So it's harder for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Phil Heath won last year $600,000. Yeah. $600,000, and our first place
17.
physique girl won 17.
So that wouldn't even
Fifth place
cover. It doesn't cover even
cover.
close. I mean, I spent 20 grand in 4 shows.
Sport. And so for the females, they do a lot of other things, and that's the thing about bodybuilding. For you females who do have an interest in it, whether it's bikini, figure, fitness, because we have 5 categories that you can do. Bikini is more for the model.
Right.
They're a lot skinnier, smaller, muscle type. You don't have to have as much tone as us.
Right.
Then you have your figure athletes who are a little bit bigger than a bikini girl. They do both of those categories. You wear heels and everything. Then you get to us, and then there's fitness in between, but you have to do like fitness routines and stuff.
It's like more gymnastics.
Yeah, and
type
then
stuff.
there's us. We do not wear heels. We're like a step down from female bodybuilding. And then you have the female bodybuilders who are above us, who are way bigger than us. So we have 5 events. The guys have classic physique now, which is a new category. They have men's physique, and then they have men's bodybuilding and men's 212. So they have 4 events that they have to pay out to us, because it's not like the professional football league and basketball league where they're on salary, they get paid automatically. We have to go to these shows and actually win our funds, and then at shows they split it per group,
Right.
per event. So, you know, if I was a male, I probably wouldn't have to do anything outside of bodybuilding. But I work rest care. She does personal training.
And nutrition and meal prep.
Yeah, so I have a regular job. We still have to do our own personal lives, but we are professional athletes. So it takes more out of us as females in the sport than it would out of a male.
Yes.
You guys do competitions and stuff. You know, like you guys pay a lot of money for it and stuff. Do you guys get like any money in return?
Only if you don't place top 5 at the show. And a lot of these shows, some of them are only paying out on top 3. Like one
The
of the
most
shows.
I've won from first place is $2,000. $2,000.
And it takes a
but-
lot more to get there than $2,000. I can promise you that.
Yeah, it does. But the show that I'm about to do is one of the biggest shows, and it has the biggest. It's like the Super Bowl of bodybuilding. It pays out a lot more. And the Arnold, which is in Ohio, in Columbus, every March.
Yep.
That one pays more as well. But like I said, for females in the sport, you've got to do other things if you want to have a normal life.
Yes.
Why is the price gap so much different between the guys and the girls?
Say it one more time.
So why is the price gap so much different between the guys and the girls?
Why is there a price gap so big?
You know, we're still wondering that ourselves
Yeah.
because we put in just as much work as the men do. So it's just like having any other job out here where men generally get paid more than women. It's just part of something that we're all still working on, and
And
hopefully
American
it'll get
culture
better.
is not used to seeing. They're still trying to accept us into the normal community, which I don't understand because fitness grows every year.